This is my Carbodex saw. These are a few ideas that I've done. First idea is, if you have a look at that hole here, it's a bit of a nuisance when you've got very fine cuts. So what I do is I just cut myself a piece of tape, just ordinary tape, and I put that over the hole. Okay, and I can change that every time I'm doing it. That saves the small pieces going inside. It's a shocking idea, I think, this, because it can get caught underneath inside. The other thing I've changed is this is the scroll saw, or this is the Pegasus. Now you have a look at the original one. It's about twice the size. I find this was causing my blades to come out or break, but since I've put this lighter system in, it is a better system altogether. I've really given a pretty good workout. The other thing is, you'll notice if you read the manual, you've got this unit at the back here, and they've got elongated holes, right? Now, this actually, by turning it, undoing the 3 bolts and turning it, you can get the blade and straighten the blade up. But this should be pre-done, preset when you get the saw. The other thing, what I normally do also is that actually that's flat out right there. So I run it back a little bit. I normally run it between those positions. That's the speed. That's the speed that I do. I actually run it at. One of the headaches that I had for a little while was this blower section here. It kept falling down. It was all over the place. So what I actually did was, where the plastic goes on to the swivel, what I did was I put some cyanoacrylate glue, super glue, onto the plastic, pushed it on that, and now I can push it in any position. It won't flop down and etc. Okay. Now with the blade tension, I have it pretty well tensioned up. I'll just show you in a second. Okay, now I've put the blade in, right, and you can see what I was talking about, the bit of tape stopping it from going down. So I have it pretty well tensioned. You can't hear it, but I just adjust it a little bit until I get that pretty high tension section there. So it's pretty well tensioned, and with this new clamp, blade clamp, I have no trouble, very little trouble now with it. The other thing is, you can see where I put my hose up here. My hose just fits on here, and that'll suck it away, any blade there. Tell you the truth, most of the time I run it without the vacuum onto here. That's just my thing. Now, I showed you the light, which is terrific. I've got 2 lights on it. This light, which, as you can see, turns off and on, and I've got a light directly overhead. Okay, so I've got plenty of light. Also, I've got it mounted on the bench for a good reason. Is I made up a special table for it where I sat down, but the problem being is that my back became injured, stretched and all the rest of it, and I find by standing I've got a better view over it, and that's the way I prefer it. So that's a few of the little things that I've done. I like this saw. It's very, very good. I've had it now since probably the beginning of the year, from January, and I've done a lot of work on it, and I think it's well worth the extra money, especially when the biggest advantage of this this one is I can lift the blade up out of the road, and I can put the job, I can feed the job through it. Now, this is the first one I had, and this is just an ordinary. At the time when I bought it, it was an excellent one, a Delta. But what I do now on this Delta, sorry for all the rubbish on it, you can buy from Carroll's these little sanders. So I've got different widths, 1/4 inch or half, and you can replace your own. And so what I do with, sorry about that, what I do with this is most of my scrolls, cleaning up, that's what I do with this. I find this absolutely fabulous. No, I don't think you can fit that to the Carbotech one because of the business underneath with the vacuum. And this is a job I'm just finishing off. This is the third one of these I've done. It's an eagle, and as you can see, it's pretty fine work, but patience is the biggest problem with it. And I just do a little bit. I'm just finishing that off for a friend's 80th birthday. I'll give it to her on her 80th birthday. So I hope you enjoyed this little video, and